There's a fruit appearing in the Quran, the Torah, and carved into Solomon's temple. This fruit is so revered that 3 major religions call it sacred, a symbol of divine blessing. In the last 5 years, modern medicine finally started to understand why. This ancient reverence was, in fact, entirely justified by rigorous scientific findings. The pomegranate isn't just another superfood trend marketed to health-conscious consumers. It's mentioned 3 separate times in the Quran as a fruit of paradise itself. Ancient scripture didn't name it casually, and journals are now echoing faith's teachings. Today's re-journals are now echoing what faith taught for millennia. In the Torah, pomegranate stands as one of the 7 species blessing the Holy Land. High priests wore garments stitched with its image, symbolizing prosperity and abundance. Solomon's temple featured pomegranate carvings on its sacred pillars as symbols of prosperity. This wasn't mere decoration, it was profound reverence for this sacred fruit. But here's what makes this story truly remarkable and worth paying attention to. While scripture has honored this fruit for thousands of years, journals are publishing extraordinary findings. Peer-reviewed journals from 2024 and 2025 are now publishing extraordinary findings. 7 specific health benefits, each backed by rigorous scientific evidence and clinical trials. Let's start with the first benefit, fertility and reproductive health, celebrated throughout history. For centuries, pomegranate has been a symbol of abundance and life in cultures worldwide. Modern research is now revealing the biological mechanisms behind this ancient wisdom. The results of this new research are truly fascinating and deeply significant. Studies document how pomegranate compounds support reproductive function at the cellular level. The antioxidants protect reproductive cells from oxidative stress, influencing hormone balance naturally. Scripture celebrated life. Now science explains precisely how that life is supported. The second benefit connects directly to beauty and aging, specifically skin health and collagen protection. Ancient cultures understood that pomegranate preserved vitality and youth in regular consumers. Now we know it's not mystical, it's entirely molecular, protecting structural proteins. The fruit contains compounds that shield your skin's structural proteins from breakdown. Research shows that pomegranate extract protects collagen fibers from UV degradation. It also stimulates fibroblast activity, the cells responsible for collagen production. What looked like vanity in ancient times was actually profound nutritional science at work. Benefit 3 is perhaps the most documented across medical literature, heart health. Here the numbers become impossible to ignore or dismiss. Clinical trials demonstrate an average blood pressure reduction of 5 mmHg of mercury. This reduction occurs in participants consuming pomegranate regularly over several weeks. That might sound modest, but epidemiologists know even small reductions are significant. Significant decreases in cardiovascular events like heart attacks become noticeable. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published studies showing improved arterial function. They also found reduced arterial plaque and better overall cardiovascular markers. The mechanism involves nitric oxide production, relaxing blood vessels and improving circulation. It also inhibits enzymes that constrict arteries, maintaining healthy flow. Scripture called it a fruit of paradise. Cardiologists now call it a legitimate intervention. This is based on solid data for heart disease prevention. Now we reach benefit 4, anti-inflammatory effects and joint health, improving life quality. Chronic inflammation underlies nearly every modern disease, from arthritis to cancer. Pomegranate compounds target inflammation at multiple biological pathways simultaneously. This creates a comprehensive effect, addressing inflammation at its roots. Studies document a 20 to 25% reduction in inflammatory markers. Patients with osteoarthritis report measurable improvements in pain and mobility. The punicalagins in pomegranate inhibit enzymes that break down joint cartilage. This isn't masking symptoms, it's addressing root causes at the cellular level. Ancient physicians prescribed pomegranate for pain and swelling, observing the outcome. They didn't understand the mechanism but observed the outcome, and now we have both. Benefit 5 brings us to the brain, specifically memory and cognitive protection. As populations age globally, cognitive decline has become one of the most feared aspects. Here, Pomegranate research has produced some of the most exciting findings. Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience published measurable improvement in memory tasks in elderly. This occurred within just 4 weeks of daily pomegranate consumption among elderly participants. The compounds cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing oxidative stress in neural tissue. This protects neurons from damage and death, preserving cognitive function. Brain imaging studies show increased blood flow to memory centers, decreasing neuroinflammation. Ancient scholars consumed pomegranate to sharpen their minds and enhance learning. Modern neuroscientists now have fMRI scans and cognitive tests confirming tradition. The sixth benefit connects every other benefit together in a unified picture. Cellular protection and anti-aging, with high antioxidant capacities, is the key. Pomegranate possesses one of the highest antioxidant capacities of any fruit on Earth. Measured scientifically, its ORAC values surpass blueberries, acai, and other sources. But it's not just about scavenging free radicals that damage your cells effectively. Pomegranate compounds activate your body's own antioxidant defense systems at the genetic level. They switch on genes that produce protective enzymes, creating a sustained shield. This protects against cellular damage rather than just a temporary buffer. This is why the fruit impacts so many different systems throughout the body. It's working at the fundamental level of cellular health, protecting DNA from damage. Mitochondria dysfunction that leads to disease is also targeted, reversing aging's roots. And now we arrive at benefit 7, intriguing oncology researchers in recent studies. Compounds in pomegranate, specifically punicalagin and ellagic acid metabolites, are studied. These are being studied intensively for their effects on prostate cancer progression in men. Studies show that pomegranate extract slows the rate of PSA doubling significantly. PSA doubling time is a critical marker. Slower doubling indicates slower disease progression. This slower progression ultimately leads to better patient outcomes and quality of life. Some men in clinical trials saw their PSA doubling time extend from 15 to 54 months. That's not a cure, but it's a dramatic slowing of cancer advancement, improving life. The mechanisms involve apoptosis induction in cancer cells and inhibition of inflammatory pathways. Researchers are now exploring pomegranate's potential role in combination with conventional treatments. No one suggests it replaces chemotherapy or surgery as primary treatment, but as an adjunct. The data is genuinely promising, showing significant positive effects. Scripture revered it. Oncology now studies it seriously, connecting ancient and modern. So here's what we've uncovered through this journey across time and science. A fruit named in sacred texts, carved into temple walls, and stitched into priestly garments. It has now been validated by peer-reviewed science from 2024 and 2025. 7 distinct benefits, each supported by research from recent years. From fertility to skin, from heart to joints, from memory to cellular aging. And even to cancer prevention, pomegranate impacts human health at every level imaginable. The Quran called it a fruit of paradise 3 times with intention and emphasis. Science is just beginning to understand why that honor was bestowed upon it. If you found this connection between ancient wisdom and modern research compelling, subscribe for more. Subscribe for more faith-based health insights and explore other sacred foods together. And comment below, did you know pomegranate was named directly in the Quran? Let's continue this conversation together and explore more sacred foods.